Oh boy, the fleet carrier beta is up and oh my god, why do I even bother sounding excited? And this was the tone that I had after finishing the stream, after realizing what the actual numbers and the state of the beta is, the testing environment is. First things first, as I noted in Reddit posts and forums and whatnot else a day before the beta launched, you won't be getting extra cash or you won't be gifted the fleet carriers if you don't have it already on your account. Of course, if you're lifetime pass holders, which finally get some reward. So do you feel accomplished with that? I'm sorry to rub it in, but it's just, yeah, it doesn't sound like a very good sort of a deal there, isn't it? Especially considering that these fleet carriers will still drain your pocket. And drain it sure will, because once you equip every service you can possibly put on it, it will cost quite a bit of money, which is extra 1,300 million, where the shipyard costs are around 500 million, and outfitting about 300. Yes, you heard me right. The final weekly upkeep can be going up as high as 147 million. And over a whole year it will cost 7,600 million just in upkeep. Well, depending on whom you ask, yeah, it can be easy. I can sure as hell say that it can be possible. But it's really not about the fact that it's a lot of cash. It's really about the fact that it exploits your psychology, or rather the human condition. Because as I said previously, you might have not noticed, but your brain did. Your brain subconsciously remembers this. I talked about it in my top 3 things that must change for fleet carriers, and in fact, hey, if you do agree with that, do share that video with developers. Maybe we can at least remove that, but most likely they will not eradicate the whole gameplay loop. They won't even try. Because again, it is extremely intrinsical of this fleet carrier idea that you have to maintain it, that you have to manipulate your players. But of course I do try to look at good things as well, and there are a few at least. One of them actually came as a surprise. Now thanks to one simple button, or a few simple buttons in your social tab, you're given a chance to join CQC match, or at least queue for it. I mean, it's not a lot, but hey, that is certainly the most positive I've found. Oh, and another positive is that the player-owned commodity markets, you know, the ones that you have on your mega ship, you can control the prices of quite a lot. You can put a price for a selling or buying commodity up as high as 1,000% of its original value. And if you're buying a commodity, you'll buy it for minimum of 5%, and you can sell it for 1 credit. So technically, you can do a thing that apparently Braben didn't want people to be able to do, and that is transfer credits from account to account. Also, back in the day, developers didn't really seem to be keen on players owning a station, but lo and behold, here we are. Thanks to some interesting folks' decisions. Oh, and there is one more thing that I kind of forgot about the fleet carriers that we need to know, and that is the decommissioning process. Now, the price of the fleet carrier that you'll be getting back, just like with normal ship, when you sell it, is gonna be dependent on the time you have had it. So, for the first 24 hours, if you made a mistake and you want to sell it immediately, you're gonna get 95% back, so you lose about 300 million. And that's not great, but okay, from 5 billion kind of makes sense. But then for the next day and up to 2 weeks, it's 80%. After that, it's for the next month, it's 60%. Then after that, the worst case scenario, if you had it for more than 3 months and you want to sell it, you lose 60% of it, only getting back 33%. Why? Why is this decision made? Why do you need that? Normal ships don't have that. Why mega ship? I mean, fleet carrier. What gameplay reward or gameplay punishment for that would be? So either you keep paying money or you lose a lot of money. It's just... why? And that's the thing, when you think about these things, maybe developers are thinking, okay, there has to be some sort of penalizement or some sort of punishment and threat, a potential deterrent from actually buying the mega ships, I mean fleet carriers. Why? You already spent this much time grinding the game. Just reward your players and be a positive change. Be a wonderful thing. But no, you have to constantly manipulate them and goad them into playing every week. And remember and mind them that, oh, if you don't pay me up, I'm just gonna take a lot of your cash. Overall, the fleet carriers as they stand right now in the beta, not counting the crashes that we have when people are just mash jumping to one system. Even without those bugs, it's design choice wise, it's a big question of why? What was the thinking process? This is not fun, this is not appealing, and this is not inviting. And more importantly, this is made for long-term players who have played this game for such a long time. And do you think they will feel rewarded for picking this up? Or will this be another chore? Another chain to enslave them? And I don't want to think about Elite Dangerous like this. It has to change. It has to change tremendously. And it has to start with the top 3 things I mentioned. And yeah, I know it's a shameless plug, but I mean, I said enough already in there, so check that video after this one. Anyways, share your comments down below and let me know what you think, if you played the beta or did you even bother. I personally got stuck in the system that constantly crashed me because there were too many megaships, and now I can't get out, so the footage is basically just me in SRV jumping around or something. Oh, and in this specific time, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the stuff that I do and bring you news and whatnot else, hotcakes and whatnot else, maybe do consider becoming a patron. It does really help. Anyways, take care for now. And let's try and change the beta.